Hello guys, we are here with the new guest of today, Rodriguez Jr. Welcome for the technical parts, and we will know everything about the technical aspects of his music. So we can start.
Everything. Absolutely everything.
Yes. First of all, we are really happy and proud to have you here at Electronic Cult, and we want to thank you for that.
Thanks, you're welcome.
So, can you tell us about your musical background? Let's start with this part.
My musical background. I started piano lessons at the age of 6, 7, and for like 5 years. And at some point, I was bored about all this classical stuff. Of course, I was like young, and I started like being fascinated about electronic sounds, like with bands like Depeche Mode and Jean-Michel Jarre in France, or Kraftwerk, all this like electronic stuff from the 70s and the 80s. And it was like a really deep fascination. And at some point my parents were kind enough for offer me my first synthesizer, and this is how I started, how to learn how to create these sounds.
Yeah.
And I have never stopped, and I had a second one, and then I started to buy my own machines, and it's been like very long and organic process. But I have learned everything by myself. And with magazines back in the days, because internet was not
so
already existing. I'm a dinosaur, so
no. So you are a self-made man. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
And you already said to us that we know that you are a great pianist, and how this aspect influenced your style and production and live performing also.
Probably it's bringing some kind of course melodies, which is a very important aspect in my music. That's something very important for me, because I like emotions. That's very important for me to bring emotions back into this electronic music. I remember when in the 90s I was a huge fan of everything coming from Detroit, for instance, Underground Resistance, like Kevin Sanderson, because there was a huge emotional content. It was like very moody, very deep. And I think that at some point the electronic music kind of lost the connection with this aspect. It's very important. So probably the fact I'm classically trained helps me to bring this emotional content in my music. Maybe, hopefully.
Yes, I think so, because classical music is very deep in emotion, in feelings. So
yeah, there's a different approach.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Do you think that electronic music producer really need a solid musical background in order to make great records? If yes, can you tell us why?
No, you don't need any background. You just need time. It's all about time. And then it depends of your personality. I mean, if you're a musician, it can help. But that's also great to be like, just like a technician and spend time with the machine.
Yeah.
Sometimes actually that it can be difficult to be a musician, because you kind of follow rules.
Yes.
And that's also interesting to break rules from time to time.
Yes.
So anything is nice. You just have to spend time in the studio trying to be yourself, which is the most difficult thing, in my opinion.
I think so.
And try to develop your sound signature and to understand how all this machine works. That's the most important.
So to develop your personality.
Exactly.
Music.
That's definitely the most important, and that's really the most difficult nowadays, because everything is so calibrated, formatted, and you have to follow trends and stuff like that. So it's very difficult to find yourself.
I think
in
so.
that.
You have first of all to know yourself and to make music.
Exactly.
Okay. So you are known to be a really great live performer, and we can wait to hear you tonight. This is not. Can you tell us something more about your live setup?
So the live setup is actually very basic. Very basic. It's very important because I prefer to have like a few pieces of equipment which I really know very well.
Okay.
I can interact very quickly.
Yeah.
Than being lost in the middle of lots of gadgets, you know.
Of the chaos.
Exactly, you know, like gadgets and stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense in my opinion. The most important is to be able to react as fast as possible, depending on what the crowd is saying, feedback you receive from the crowd. So basically, I have like I have a laptop computer running the usual software. I have two MIDI controllers. I have a drum machine around TR8, which is really nice for improvising. And I have a sound card, of course, and I have a MIDI keyboard for improvising and, you know, like doing like random stuff. And that's it.
So it's essential but important, very important.
Yeah, because if I have an idea, I just do that. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's very fast. I don't have to think about which this machine or this machine or this
because
machine.
there is no time in life.
Exactly, it has to be fast and like spontaneous.
Yeah. Okay. Today there is a huge debate in the industry between old school and new school way of production. Where would you place yourself?
Just in between. No, I'm definitely old school because I'm still using a lot of vintage equipment, a lot of old synthesizers and stuff like that. It's not only about the sound, actually. It's also about the connection you have with the instrument. I still need to have like this physical connection with the sound and exactly, you can touch it. There is like a direct connection with the sound, and that's very, very important for me to I'm fascinated about these young kids that like they can produce with a mouse. I can't.
Yeah,
But
it's another word.
Yeah, that's very difficult for me. But meanwhile, of course I use like a lot of new digital technology, like the computer, a lot of plugins, because it opens a lot of new perspectives and it's a lot of power. Actually, that's crazy when you think about it. Like when I started, it was like this shit Atari computer, one sampler, mixer for doing blip and blops and only beats, and now you can do everything inside the box. That's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. It changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Following the last question, what do you think of the renaissance of analog gears and modular synthesizer in these last years? Are you a fan of that? Do you implement any of these gears in your production or live set?
Of course, yeah. No, I'm very happy about that because the synthesizer industry was so boring for like 15 years, you know, like with this machine you only had a screen and one button, maybe two, sometimes three, if you buy the option. And now you can there are like so many new possibilities, you know, like with all the buttons, and that's something I really like. I also like a lot all this modular trend. That's crazy. You have like, because it's really fresh. It's not calibrated. You can do whatever with it. It's not like the classical synthesizer with an oscillator, filter, envelope, LFO. You can do whatever. Connect everything like you want to be connect things, you know. So that's very interesting, and that's crazy to see like all this renaissance stuff, and because all this modular stuff, it's actually sometimes kids like doing that in their bedroom, and that's crazy. That's really really interesting.
Yes, I think so. Okay, let's go on. Listening to your songs shows clearly the effort you put in the details. Do you mix and master your music by yourself, or you have an engineer working for you in this part of the production? And what do you think about people using online software to master their music? So there are a lot of
that's a long question. No, I keep on mixing my music by myself.
Okay.
I will, because basically the mixing process is part of the production. That's very difficult for me to separate things. I'm doing everything at the same time. That's an organic process.
Okay.
So I still mix everything by myself. I record everything inside Logic on my computer, and I mix everything down out of the box. I have an SSL mixer.
Okay.
So I can, once again, I can touch. You know, when I mix down, I can touch. I can add effects. I can have this physical connection with the sound during the mixing stage.
Okay.
And regarding the mastering, I prefer to this is something which I still prefer to give to somebody else.
Okay.
That's really nice to have like an external input, fresh ear, somebody who will have like an external overview on your sound and improve it. And also that's very difficult skills which I don't have.
Okay.
And I'm getting old. My ears are fucked up, so I really need like somebody who is able to improve and to polish the sound and to finalize it in the proper way. Yeah.
Perfect. Is there any particular gear or plugins that you couldn't live without? If yes, why?
Regarding synthesizers, I couldn't live without my Roland Jupiter 6, Jupiter 6, because that's one of the first synthesizer I bought.
Okay.
So I know it so well, you know. It's like my best friend. We have like a special relationship. If I hear something in my head, I can replicate it like in 5 seconds. So yeah, my Roland Jupiter 6, my Roland SH101, the Mini Moog as well. So that's the 3 synthesizers I use the most. And regarding plugins, I'm using a lot of Universal Audio plugins. They are really nice. They sound very really nice. You can push it really hard, and it's always sounds very very organic and very natural. So that's something I couldn't live without, for sure.
Perfect. Okay, as you know, we are hosted from Phonica Electronic Music School, which represents a starting point for many producers and performers in north of Italy. Is there any particular advice you can give to people willing to work professionally in this world?
Yes, of course, but as we told before, that's like, just be yourself. Just spend time like looking for yourself. What do you feel? What do you want? What do you want to express? You know, what do you want to give away? So that's very difficult. That's very difficult. And then it's really about time. You know, like about time spending with the machines, trying to understand how to properly translate the ideas you have into music and sound. And that's time consuming. Particularly nowadays. There's so much powers in terms of plugins, sound banks, synthesizers, modular shit. So it's all about time, really. A lot of time. People sometimes they don't imagine that's a work. That's a job, you know. That's you need to spend like 12 hours, 16 hours a day in the studio for giving the best.
So apply as a
just
sport,
go for it.
training.
Go for it.
Every day.
Go for it.
Okay. Before finishing, we have the last question. We come to the tough question.
Ooh.
Could you give us some production tricks? Something.
Yeah, but you know already everything here, right? Like there is all this great equipment, you know, like No, the production trick, I don't know, there are a lot.
One or two or three.
Just one.
Yeah.
Maybe the compression. Very important. Compression trick. My compression trick is like I run SSL compressor on all my mixes. With a very slow attack, so you can have like the punch of the transient of the kick drum going through, and it's just like working like just a little bit, like it's just like kind of massaging the sound, like 2 or 3 dBs. I don't know if you
sound for sound.
So yeah, the SSL compressor. I have the hardware one, but you can do it with the Waves one, which is very good, or the Universal Audio one. So yeah, slow attack, short decay, mid ratio, and the threshold has to be like really. You must be very careful. It doesn't have to work too much. Just a little bit. And it will give this presence and this beautiful kick drum. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
We can trade out if you like. Yeah,
yes, you can.
No, but that's very important. Like in electronic music and dance music, the compression is very important. So once you have the right balance, you put everything inside the SSL compressor, and it gives you like this beautiful
sound.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much,
really,
for this technical interview with Rodriguez Jr. So see you next time.
See you. Thanks,
Bye,
you're welcome. Bye.